Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist here at Fons and Porter. In this Sew Easy tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut the outer edge of your quilt to create waves. If you'd like to see more on this, you can go to the Sew Easy portion of our website. The quilt behind me, you will see where the white joins the piano key outer border, has a distinctive wave to it. An embellishment's been put over that edge with a rickrack, but how do we create even increments of a wave on the outer edge of a corner or a quilt or near the outer border of a quilt and create that outer corner? So let's look at one here. I've created just a sample so that we can work in smaller version of a quilt top and an outer border. And say we wanted to create a wavy outer edge to this little project. What we need to do is measure the length of each side, one side at a time. We're going to work on this short side of this little mini quilt, the actual length or width of the quilt top, not the outer border, but just the quilt top itself. We're going to take that measurement and we're going to then decide, for instance, maybe I want to have 3 waves to come along this side of the quilt. Take that number that you've measured, the width of your quilt, and divide it by 3 and figure out how many inches each of the waves has to take up. So in this case, this distance is 18 inches, and I want to create 3 along there. So 18 divided by 3 means about 6 or 6 1/4 inches. And it can be an approximation. Your quilt doesn't have to be perfect on a certain number. Just kind of divide up that into 3. Get 3 even increments. And then we're going to take this paper, and you can use a freezer paper, a tracing paper, whatever you have available, and cut it the same length. And then where your increments are, accordion fold the paper. And then what we're going to do is try to figure out how sharp do I want that wave to be. Now in this quilt, there isn't binding actually on the edge of that wave. It's laying over the top and appliqued to an outer border. So it's kind of a gentle curve. And you can just draw that freehand. Since we're going to be making a wave that goes up and back down like a bell shape, we can fold it in half and create half of that curve. For instance, I might want it to look like this. And you can clean it up as you actually trim away. But kind of try to use the entire distance or width if the width you want your border to finish. It can go all the way out to the edge of the paper, it can go all the way out to the edge of the fabric. That's your choice, you're the designer at this point. And then you're going to be cutting that curve through all the layers. So for instance, I would cut this one, and that should create 3 waves that will appear then on the outer edge that I could use to trace onto my fabric, just like that. And since it's white, I will trace it with my finger because it's a little hard to see. We have an outer wave like this. This is a fairly sharp wave. Now you can also do a more gentle wave. I've cut another one here as an example. And just by not going quite as deep here on that wave, is a little more gentle. So we have 3 there. Now we have to deal with the corners because we need to turn around the corner and go the other direction. We need to do is create a square of paper and then fold it diagonally, corner to corner, to create a triangle shape. And then what we need to do is lay it in, and we need it to come off of this wave to continue to go around the corner. And this is kind of trial and error on how you want this shape to look, but you need it to match up. So you need to start here and then kind of draw in kind of an ellipse kind of here on the one end. And like I said, it is paper, so it's trial and error. You aren't cutting your actual quilt top yet. So we're cutting that shape and then laying it in. We would have turned the corner as it matches up there. And then do the exact same thing along the long side of your quilt. Take the measurement of that side, divide it up, trying to maybe come up close to this. They may not be the exact same curve. Similar, the eye can play the trick and look even, and get kind of the same kind of length of your curves along the other side. And then you can go in with your fabric marker and you can trace that wave along the border and actually take scissors and cut the outer edge of your quilt. If you'd like to see more of our Sew Easy tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.